We're beginning our descent towards Amsterdam. Turkish Airlines Flight 1951 is preparing to land at Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport. Amsterdam, Turkish 1951, descending to 7,000, speed 250. The crew is flying a state-of-the-art Boeing 737-800. Flaps 15, localizer alive, localizer capture. In the final moments of the flight, what begins as a routine landing turns into catastrophe. The plane falls from the sky like a rock. The crash of Turkish Airlines Flight 1951 involves the Boeing 737, the most popular passenger aircraft on Earth. With nearly 1.5 million passengers boarding 737s daily, investigators must determine, was this tragedy caused by a fault in the plane or the pilots flying it? On the morning of February 25, 2009, Turkish Airlines Flight 1951 becomes the first plane to crash at Amsterdam's Schiphol Airport in over a decade. Eyewitnesses recall the horrifying scene. The plane smashed into the ground hard, making a tremendous noise. The aircraft crashes into a muddy field just north of runway 18 right. Fortunately, the proximity to the airport allows rescue workers to arrive quickly. Survivors are rushed to local hospitals, but the images of the crash spread rapidly across the globe. This is the third major crash involving a passenger jet in just 6 weeks. The sudden nature of the accident deepens the mystery. The Dutch safety board arrives at the crash site swiftly, joined by Joe Sador from the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, one of their most experienced investigators. When a non-U.S. registered aircraft crashes overseas, like this Turkish Airlines flight, we investigate as the state of manufacture for the airframe and engines. Flight 1951 was a Boeing 737-800, one of the most advanced aircraft in the skies. This new generation of 737s was designed for longer routes, higher altitudes, and improved performance. But now investigators face a critical question. Was this state-of-the-art aircraft to blame? The Boeing 737 is the world's best-selling commercial jet. With so many in operation daily, identifying a potential flaw could prevent future disasters. Flight 1951 departed Istanbul, Turkey, early that morning, carrying 128 passengers, including 4 engineers from Boeing. Calm, neutral. Please raise your seat backs and stow your tray tables. There was no indication of trouble on board, yet the crash kills 9 people, including the pilots and 3 members of the Boeing team. Eerily, this crash bears similarities to another Boeing accident just a year prior. British Airways Flight 38 also fell short of the runway when both engines stopped delivering power during landing. At the time of the Turkish Airlines crash, the cause of that earlier accident remains unresolved. Fortunately, there are clues. The plane's engines and fuselage are largely intact. The flight data recorder and cockpit voice recorder are recovered in good condition, and many survivors can recount what happened. Passengers describe a routine landing, until the plane suddenly drops out of the sky. The crash site offers critical information. The wreckage is concentrated, suggesting the plane wasn't traveling forward at high speed when it hit the ground. Investigators' first theory: a problem with the engines. The engines were a significant concern. My first thought was, did this airplane run out of fuel? Without fuel, how does a 737 fall out of the sky on approach? However, the engine's position relative to the wreckage suggests they may have been functioning at the moment of impact. When we saw how far forward the engines ended up, it appeared they were producing thrust at the time of the crash. But this is only an initial impression. The flight data recorder holds the key to solving this tragic mystery. What caused Turkish Airlines Flight 1951 to fall from the sky? Investigators are determined to find out.